Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session of Crypto Made Easy with Emmanuel Jackson. And in today's session of Crypto Made Easy with Emmanuel Jackson, we'll be talking on the CBN BDC ban, and we'll be talking on it and also explaining to us if cryptocurrency is an alternative. Adopting cryptocurrency is a better option. So it's going to be an interesting session. I believe we'll learn a lot. So if you're joining this, do well to use the comment section. Tell us where you're joining us from and where you're joining us from. So we go straight to the class of today. Please do well to share the link of this video with your friends and loved ones, so they all can also get to watch this and get value. Okay, so on the 27th of July, the CBN governor placed a ban on the sale of forex, that's foreign exchange, to BDC operators. Please do well to note that BDC means Bureau de Exchange. The exchange. So they banned the sale of forex, that's foreign exchange, that's dollar, euros, and the rest, to BDC operators, and also banned issuing out new license to BDC operators. And for everything, there's always a reason for anything to happen. So I'll be telling us two of the reasons from what we are aware of. The reasons the CBN did what they did. So there are two ways of getting dollar. First of all, in the country, two ways of buying dollar. Someone can actually get dollar, and it's through the banks or the BDC operators. The banks or the BDC operators. So how do they actually work? Okay, this is what we need to know. How do they actually work is what we need to understand. And how do one get foreign exchange? The country, the CBN or the governor said that before you get foreign exchange is you get dollar. Maybe that means you actually want to use it to purchase a commodity, or you want to use it for traveling outside the country. So, but the government actually instructed the BDC operators and the banks to only issue out foreign exchange, forex, to those that are traveling for maybe education. Most people travel overseas to study, or for hospital problems. Maybe you are sick, you want to use the infrastructures abroad. So those are the people that can be given BDC. Given access to BDC. BDC. That's given access to foreign exchange, forex. Foreign exchange. So the BDC operators can give them forex, or the banks. So this is how the BDC actually works. So the BDC are given a limited amount of, before you can become a BDC operator, get license, there are some requirements you have to pay. There's a mandatory deposit of 35 million naira. They are to deposit with the central bank before, and other requirements before you are given a license. And after that, on a weekly basis, the central bank gives them each person has a license about $20,000 worth of dollar, which they can actually sell. They can actually sell to the public, to whoever needs it. And instructions are given to them. Okay, each person, maximum amount of US dollar you can actually sell to all. Let's say you are using dollar, for example. Note this foreign exchange, but using dollar, for example, because that's majorly what is actually in vogue. Everybody buys, dollar. So majorly we tell you why, before the maximum amount of dollar you should give to someone is what we call, the central bank instructs the BDCs to give out $5,000 to someone. So you notice that if you just sold to four people $5,000, your BDC, your dollar for that week has expired. So you have to finished. So you have to wait till the next week and get dollar from the central bank, so they can still continue selling and making profits. So, but there are some issues the central bank actually have with the BDC operators, and that actually made them to ban it. You notice that we call them, most people, let's say the layman English, we call them black market dealers for foreign exchange dollars. You notice that the central bank sells dollar to them at the rate of 400 naira per dollar. Sells dollar to them at the rate of 400 naira per dollar. But what we now notice is that the black market operators, as the BDCs, now manipulate fellow Nigerians, and sell it at a very high rate for about 500 naira, 450, 495, 490, and the rest. So, which is actually devaluing, saying that hype is devaluing the naira to the dollar. So, and it has actually been a problem. So, that is one of the reasons the central bank is exploiting, but not actually taking that price high. They follow the instructions of the BDCs, of the central bank, because they are under check and the rest. But for the BDCs, the central bank can't really check them, and that's why most of them are not following the instructions. So the bank sells for you at the rate of 410. Yeah, 410. Most banks sell 410, which is the instruction the central bank gave to every BDC and the banks to operate with, making them make a profit of 10 naira per dollar, per sale of dollar. But now, like a normal Nigerian person, he actually wants to make more profits. So now, with that in mind, the BDC operators tend to skyrocket the price of the dollar to as high as 490, 500, selling to the black market. And most people love patronizing the black market, for example. Why? Because it can access it then, and no protocols. You buy the dollar and you are out. But for the banks, there are requirements you have to follow before dollar is being given to you. So most people don't actually have that time for all that stress, and most people might not actually be needing the dollar just for what the central bank gave it out for, which is getting dollar only for those that want to travel abroad for educational purposes or hospital challenges. But most people still need dollar for using, for example, want to import commodities from overseas, which the government has banned importation. So most people now have to need that dollar, so they patronize the black market so they can get it fast and without waste of time. Most of them can still get it from the banks, but the banks have their procedures, and no one loves stress. No one has the patience to follow long procedures and stress, so they work with what is available. So that's one thing there. And one thing again that if you take a look at it from the research, BDC operators has continued increasing over the past 10 years. In the year 2010, there were only 74 BDC operators operating in the country. Only 74. You can take a look at that number. Then in the year 2010 to 2015, we now have 2,000 BDC operators operating in the country. So now you see everybody wants to come into the business because it's what's profitable. You are getting something at the rate of 400 naira, for example, from the CBN, and now selling to Nigeria at the rate of 490, 500. That's a space of over 100 naira profit, over 25% profit from one sale. So it's actually very profitable. So many people are now venturing into the money. So take a look at that. Now in the year 20, from 2015 now to 2021 presently, we have over 5,000 BDC operators in Nigeria. So if you leave it next 3 years, 5 years, it will actually grow high and high, because everybody wants to make money. So that's one thing, we need to know these things. Yeah. And the last time BDC, this is not actually the first time the CBN is actually banning the BDCs. In the year 2016, they did that. And they didn't end them well. No, that's why I'm bringing up this, because let's say we do an analysis. The last time they did this, what effect did it have? And now that they are still banning it again, what effect will it still have? The last time CBN banned BDC was in the year January 2016, and as of that time, $1 to naira was 197 naira to dollar in the year 2016, January 2016. But after that ban, December 2016, 1 naira to dollar went as high as 495 naira. And take a look at that. That was a mad increment, close to over 100% growth. So what does that tell you? Right now that they also ban it, do that also mean that, let's say, in the next few months, that naira to dollar will also skyrocket from something that's 500 naira to really skyrocket up to 1,000 naira? These are things we have to know. And how can you salvage yourself? That growing that eye is what? Naira losing value because of inflation. So these things matters a lot, and that's why I say cryptocurrency better alternative. You will know because of the class. So like I've been saying, so the CBN has to ban the BDCs, because I've explained to you, because they are not following the instructions given to them. Their Oga at the top gave to them. They sell dollar to you at the rate of 400 and sell it at 14. That will actually help to give the country naira a little value. But now they are skyrocketing it high to 500 naira in the black market. That's what? Naira losing value to the dollar. So that's why they did what they did. And now, but one other thing, as they made that decree, that new law that they have banned the BDCs, what the CBN did to actually help the situation is they have released a lot of foreign exchange to, I think, over $200,000 dollars to the banks, circulating to all commercial banks. That is, there should no longer be issues of delay. You want what to foreign exchange, you go to the banks and it's made available to you instantly. But not before dollar is being given to someone in Nigeria. You must, maybe for medical situation or for educational purposes, you want to fly out of the country, or you want to use, but most people want to have dollar, and most people still like to just buy dollar, for example, and be storing, keeping it. You don't really have, let's say, purpose right now, but you have plans, let's say in the next 1 year, 2 years, you are planning of, let's say, leaving the country, for example, or it's kind of like an investment. So you buy, most people want to just buy dollar and be keeping. But now you go to the bank and tell them such reasons, you might not be issued a dollar, but when the BDCs operators were there, they don't really even care about your reason. Whatever, they're France, you need dollar and you're ready to pay the amount, they're ready to give it out to you. So now there will be some challenges, effects it will actually have, that ban will actually have on the citizens of the country and the country at large, the economy most especially. So we'll get into that deep. So if you're joining us, please do well to comment your name and where you are joining us from. If you have questions, please do well to drop it on the comment box. I'll do well to reply it, give you answers to your question. I'm Emmanuel Jackson, and let's continue. So, like I was saying, the naira is losing value. So I'll explain where the naira lost value. Inflation. So I'll explain what inflation is, and we understand it, and I'll give us instances of how $20 to naira, it has gone so bad. So first of all, what is inflation? Inflation is what? The decline of purchasing power of a particular currency. That's what basically inflation is. And for example, let me give an example. What did I say is inflation? Decline is the decline of purchasing power of a particular currency. So for example, in the year 2019, a bag of cement in the country Nigeria was worth around 2025. But now in 2021, one bag of cement goes for about 4,000 naira. What again, let's say inflation is, the decline of purchasing power of a particular currency. So you can take a look at, in 2 years ago, 2.5 could get us a bag of cement, but now 2.5 can't get us a bag of cement. Again, we now have to use more money to buy that particular commodity. That's what inflation. That's just the simple logic of inflation. And now let's give you an history of Nigerian naira to dollar and see how inflation has really eaten up the Nigerian current economy and currency economy. According to research, in the year 1981, that's 40 years ago. Note this, 40 years ago, 1 million naira was worth more than 1.5 million US dollars. So you can take a look at that time. One Nigerian naira was more valuable than the dollar. More valuable than the dollar. 1 million naira was worth 1.5 million dollars. Crazy one, right? Those that were in that deep time, and they really they're really doing well. They should be doing well as of that time. Then now, 30 years later, I'll be giving us 10 years intervals. In 1991, 30 years ago, 1 million naira was worth $100,000, $102,000. You can take a look at the depreciation. 40 years ago, 1 million naira was worth $1.5 billion. Now, 10 years later, the dollar now had value. Naira was losing value. 1 million naira was now worth $102,000. You can take a look at that. Let's go. You understand what we are passing through. And now, 20 years later, that's in the year 2001. 20 years later, ago, 1 million naira was worth $8,800. Can take a look at, from $1.5 million in 40 years, 30 years, now $102,000 per 1 million naira. Now, 20 years ago, 1 million naira was now worth $8,800. A big fall. Now, 10 years ago, just not too far, 2011, 1 million naira was worth $6,300. $6,300. But now, in the year 2021, so the time I'm making this video, 1 million naira is worth $2,000. $2,000. But 40 years ago, the Nigerian currency had more value than the naira, than the dollar. But today, the naira has no value. So the question of, will $1 ever, will 1 naira get to ever $1? Let's answer that question. What is your opinion? Can 1 naira or $1 ever equate each other again, or even come close again? It cannot. It's all based on economy and policies, and majorly, most important, import and export. If Nigeria is exporting more, it can actually help, because when we're exporting more, we are receiving foreign exchange into the country. You get, that makes our currency have value. But when we are every time we are importing, we are losing value. So those are things we need to know. So I said what inflation is. Inflation, and Nigeria level of inflation is very high. So inflation is the decline of purchasing power of a particular currency. So if yesterday you could buy a book, for example, in 2 years ago, an exercise book, you could buy, let's say 20 leaves, for example, 20 naira. But right now, 120 leaves is about 50 naira. You can see 20 naira cannot buy you the same thing in 2021. That's just the logic. That's inflation for you. What your 200 naira could buy for you in 2019, if that same 200 naira can't buy you that same thing in 2021, same quantity, same quality, then you know inflation is setting, which is just the normal situation of the country. And that's actually affecting us. So I was talking on that, and we're going to still come in here. So now, that is actually one of the problems we are facing, and I think CBN is actually working on how we can actually help fight that. The government is trying their best. We just hope that's what these policies also there to help one way or the other. And we hope it actually works if they put in effort. So now I want to talk on the effect of the ban. The effect this ban, the CBN ban on BDCs will have on the economy, the country, and everything. So first of all, the immediate reduction in retail outlets will affect the interim to medium term availability of foreign exchange, which will create scarcity. That's one thing. It's already happening. Now when there is no longer BDC operators, now you can no longer get license as a BDC operators, and you can no longer sell BDC foreign exchange to them. That's foreign forex to them, like dollar and the rest. Now it brings about scarcity. The only way you can actually now get foreign exchange is from the banks. That's what's creating scarcity, because now the BDCs no longer have access to it, so you actually need it solely from the banks, causing scarcity, and that is actually going to affect what prices of goods and services tend to go high and high. That's one thing. Then now it's actually now what it's now also causing is causing pressure, and that thing is causing, since now the BDCs are no longer in operation as it should be, they should no longer have foreign exchange to sell since they have been banned. Yet it causes pressure, so much pressure on the banks, because now since there's scarcity, the only hope of getting foreign exchange is the banks. There's so much pressure on the banks at the moment. So now this one wants foreign exchange, this person wants foreign exchange, and the rest, causing so much pressure on the banks, and most times might not really be able to attend to everyone at the time being, and that causes problems. Most times cause problems, setbacks, and issues. Then another thing is going to cause supply constraints. There's supply constraints, and now for BDCs, because BDCs they have not banned license of those operating already. They are those that no longer issuing new licenses. So all BDCs can still be in operation, but now they no longer have access to foreign exchange from the government. So the only way they now get their foreign exchange is from wherever we don't know. And now from wherever they will be getting their foreign exchange from presently now, will now tend to make the price high. That's what supply constraint, because now they must have suffered most times, been strenuous to be able to get access to foreign exchange. So now when they now get it now becomes very precious to them. So you sell them selling out to someone else, it will make the price go up. And if you take a look at when this ban was issued, that same day or the next day, the price for foreign exchange for dollar went very up from, let's say we were doing it as 490, 500, to as high as 520, 515, 510. It went as high as that. See, presently now is around the 515. Yeah, 515 presently now. $1 to naira. The black market is 515 on the high side. Just how many weeks of that ban, because now there's what supply constraint. So most of the BDCs still have foreign exchange, no doubt. Maybe those that didn't finish selling the previous slots foreign exchange they had from the government, from the CBN, now tends to make the price go very high, and it causes inflation. I've talked about inflation, because now when you buy foreign exchange from them, most people that buy this foreign exchange, maybe for example to import goods and services, goods into the country, you have bought it at a very high price. You want to make profits, so now you actually have to make the price of goods and services increase so that you can actually make profits. You get it? And that is what we call inflation, and it's affecting the country. It's affecting us. It's affecting us. It's affecting us. It's affecting us big time. It's affecting us because when you now get access to this foreign exchange, and for example you import, for example, let's say a car from Europe down to Nigeria, when the car comes in here, you want to make profit. Note, you bought foreign exchange at a high rate from the black market, for example, so you can actually be able to buy this car from Europe. Now coming in here, you have to want to make profit, and you have to increase the price of that car too high. That's the problem we are facing here. Most of the commodities we are buying here in the country that was imported in are very cheap outside the country, but when they come here, people want to make profits, majorly because they got foreign exchange at a very high price. So that's it. And you've seen it started growing from 500, 490 to 500 to now 515. It grows gradually. Remember, in 2016, it grew when that it was banned in BDC was banned initially. It grew from 197 to 495 under the space of 12 months. So now take a look at in the next 12 months, 6 months, 12 months, where would the price of a dollar to naira be? These are questions we need to ask ourselves every day. Tending to understand inflation comes in. These guys wants to make money, profit. They don't have access to foreign exchange now, the normal routes, so they will have to, they are hustling very well to get access to this. Tends to make it to grow up in the long run. Analysis shows that it will grow as high as 900, 1,000 naira. The next few months, 1 naira to dollar will go as high as that. So now, how is now cryptocurrency? Is cryptocurrency now a better alternative? The answer will be, from my own point of view, is yes, and yes with reasons. So I'll be explaining the reasons towards why I say cryptocurrency is a better alternative. Now, note, when we talk about cryptocurrencies, we have different types of cryptocurrencies. I'll be talking majorly on the USDT. USDT is a cryptocurrency pegged to a dollar. Yeah, pegged to a real world asset, the dollar, for example. So 1 USDT is equal to $1. And now majorly most people now are looking for opportunity to save a dollar, because the naira is losing value on a daily basis. So now they want to save their money in a better asset class that will do well. Then we have the USDT as far as the cryptocurrency is concerned, and you can have access to it in a better, not really stressful, because now presently now to get access to a dollar you have to go to the bank, which most times is very stressful. I will say very stressful. And but you can get access to USDT. Note, USDT is still pegged to a dollar. So when the price of $1 to naira gets to as high as 900 naira, that's the same price for USDT to naira. You get, so it's pegged to a dollar. So you can get it, for example, on Binance Exchange. You can buy USDT and you save it, you leave it. So as the naira to dollar grows, it's also yours is growing. It's a stable coin, so it doesn't fall and doesn't grow, but it tends to gain value in respect to the country discrepancy. So when naira grows high to dollar, let's say $1 gets to 900, 1,000, which looks like, so based on, if you have followed me analysis, it looks like we're going to get there. That will happen, and if you have USDT, it does you good. And also note one thing: most people want to get cryptocurrencies, for example, or want to get dollar, for example, for traveling, so that you can actually make use of it. That's why most people, when you want to get dollar, or yes, foreign exchange, is so that when you travel overseas, when you're in someone's country, you're using that particular legal tender in that country to purchase goods and services, to do whatever thing you want to do. So that's why most people change their naira to dollar. Yes, go to buy dollar in the banks, also in the black market. But now cryptocurrency is a technology that digital in nature, digital money, in which you don't have to change from one to another when you want to go to another country. Wherever you are and wherever you are, the same has the same value and can be used anywhere. And now, globally, in various countries and the world, cryptocurrency is widely globally accepted. So let's say, for example, your USDT, you can go to any shop in Europe, abroad, and make payments, buy a commodity. You go to a shop and you make payments in cryptocurrency. You pay in USDT, or you can convert the USDT to, let's say, for example, Bitcoin, and you make payments. So instead of working with too much physical currencies, physical currency that can be dangerous to you, which most times you can be robbed and the rest. You can have money in your mobile phone, money that can be used and see as a better value. For example, if you invest in cryptocurrency, let's say like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest, which is volatile, they tend to grow in the long run. I was talking about inflation here. In the crypto space, we work with a deflation system of economy, in which what you could buy 1 year, for example, in the year 2010, when one Bitcoin was worth $1, presently now one Bitcoin was over $47,000. So you can see what one Bitcoin could buy for you last in 10 years, 11 years ago. Yes, that could buy you just a pizza. Right now, one Bitcoin can buy you a house, can buy you cars, and so many things. So you get it has value. It has value. But Naira, what one Naira could buy you 11 years ago, now that same Naira can't buy you that. It can't. You get. So cryptocurrency is a better alternative. For you to save in your money to a better asset class. Saving your money. You can actually do that if you are buying cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB. They are volatile. In the long run, long term, they tend to do very well. Or you buy USDT pegged to $1. Since most people, for example, for the purpose of this video, most people are looking for a way they can actually save their money in dollar. So if you buy USDT, for example, USDT is the same thing as $1 pegged to $1. So when the price of 1 Naira, for example, goes as high, let's go as high as $1 to Naira is $1 to Naira is about 1,000 Naira. And if you bought it now, for example, now $1 to Naira is 500 Naira. When it gets high as that, you can actually sell off your USDT. You get so Naira. Let's say on Binance Exchange, very simple. You get your Naira, you're making profits. For example, you're making profit, or you can actually now use that for most people that for the purpose of US dollar is to use and travel abroad and make payments and the rest. You can actually use USDT or cryptocurrency in another country, purchase goods and services, and live a very comfortable life. Or you can still buy normal cryptocurrency and volatile Bitcoin, but those long term tend to do very well based on following the deflation system of economy. And with that, you can be financially free. Financially free. So I think we've come to the end of today's class, and I've been able to explain to us why this CBN banned the BDCs that grew the exchange, and also stop issuing a license to them. And I've also explained to us the effect of that ban on the economy and the country, and how we can now adopt cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, and for example, get USDT, respect to $1, save in that, and if you can do that every month, save in USDT, buy USDT to be less stressful. For example, to get access to it, just use your Binance Exchange, deposit, buy it, and you leave it there. But if you actually want to get the real dollar now, you have to stress yourself, go to the bank, for example, follow their procedures and the rest to get access to it. But you can still buy it on, let's say, digitally, US on Binance Exchange, for example, KuCoin exchanges, crypto exchanges, USDT, and still peg to $1 and still does you well. Or and you hold it for long term. So when that time comes, from analysis that 1 Naira $1 will worth over 1,000 naira. You can cash out big, yeah. But you can actually also use it abroad for payments, since cryptocurrency is globally accepted. You can use it to purchase goods and services and the rest. And with that, you do yourself good. So I've come to the end of today's class. I remain Emmanuel Jackson, Learn BTC Trade Academy. Peace out, guys.